I'm joined now by Councillor van der Ros. She's a member of the Cape Town Mayoral Committee in charge of community services and health. Thank you so much for joining us. So we've heard Nobesuthu's report. It's really disturbing because, like churches almost, libraries need to be sacrosanct. They need to be places of learning and reading and reflection. And then we hear this awful story about 2 bodies found outside a library in Manenburg. Tell us more.
Good morning. Thanks for the invitation. And good morning to your viewers. Yes, it is sad that our libraries has to be closed due to gang violence and other reasons like vandalism. But with regards to the events that's occurring, yes, it's mostly occurring around our libraries. And for safety sake of our staff and our patrons, we need to make sure that this then closes, and that really takes away the efforts of the service delivery to our patrons.
And what more can you tell us about what's actually going on? I mean, we're hearing as well that the library in Khayelitsha often has to close. Is it just that, like anyone innocent in these areas, it's collateral damage, or are libraries actually sometimes targeted?
I don't think it's necessarily targeted. I just feel that at sometimes the way it's going, it's easier for gang rivalry to be happening in the area, because normally a library is next to an open space, and these things normally occur in open spaces. But it's not necessarily just the shootings that causes the library to close. It's also the vandalism, the breaking in and stealing of equipment that also hampers that. And that's also one of the things that we need to close the library, to make sure that it's actually fit and suitable for our patrons, our youngsters, to be able to use the facility.
It's absolutely true. And I would imagine that particularly in turbulent times, if you're living in a community that's often beset by violence and very extreme violence with a lot of the gang warfare that goes on, people really need these sanctuaries, don't they?
Yes, they do. At times we find, example for the Leonsdale Library, for this year alone, there's been 6 shooting incidents at the doorstep of the library. And the kids that actually went and looked for safe spaces in the library, we kept them in the library, kept them down, try and keep them calm. And we waited a while for enforcement agencies to arrive, obviously, before we let them go, and to make sure that it's safe outside. But this libraries that we have in the city of Cape Town sometimes, unfortunately, is a safe haven for a lot of people. We must also take into account we have so many youngsters that's unemployed. This library is their way of getting their CVs out there, getting copies made of their CVs. So with the gang violence and things going on, even with the vandalism, people need to, those that's doing this, they actually need to take into account it's affecting thousands and thousands of lives.
There has been some progress in creating a safe haven once more, despite a violent community in the area around Delft. Just tell us a little bit more about what is working and whether you can roll this out to other areas where libraries are under siege.
Well, Delft South has got a computer program. I'm very excited about this because it tells learners that after school, when you come to the library, we give you an opportunity to then do your homework, do some reading, and then we have this exciting e-gaming that's going on. So Delft, sometimes up to 100 youngsters come in after school, make sure they get their 45 minutes, they get their homework done up to date, make sure they spend some time reading so that they can actually stand in line. It's like having a little icing on the cake afterwards, and it's really a good drawing card. And we want to complete this project, this pilot project, to be able to show other areas that it can be done, and we're bringing more footprint into the libraries that way. But again, I'm going to say it's not going to work if our children's lives are in danger all the time, and they actually have to look over their shoulder before they either run for safety or run for cover to be able to get to a library.
So we also understand that there's issues of just general theft, cable theft as well at some of the libraries. How are you planning to secure libraries?
We have got the PFO Protection Facility Officer pilot also that we're starting. We're trying to get more securities into our libraries, especially at night. We're also trying to establish more friends of the library groups within the different areas. And we encourage residents to actually take account for library, be responsible for your libraries, take care of your libraries, make sure that your neighborhood is secure. Start neighborhood watches, make sure that they are secure, because this library spaces in your respective areas is the make or break for your children's future. So it's like a partnership that we're putting out there between friends of agreements, from the city side, buffing up security and also encouraging residents to also please look after respective libraries.